Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, guys, with another online lesson. Today, inshallah, we are dealing with the last grammar rule in this course. Today, we'll study part 1 of this grammar rule, okay? And before we start, let's share our PowerPoint. By the way, happy Ramadan for you all. Today, inshallah, we are going to study these conjunctions, all, both, none, and neither, okay? Before we start, there is an important topic I want you to learn. What's the difference between singular verb and the plural verb? What's the difference? Do you have any idea, guys? If you have any idea, put your hands, please. What's the difference between a singular verb and a plural verb? Because we will need this in our explanation today. What's the difference between singular and the plural verbs? Yes, Abdulaziz, if you can tell us.
The singular, it's one thing, not more. But the
Plural?
plural, more than one. And you have to put s or es or
Okay. Half of your explanation, it's not about the verbs. You spoke about the nouns. Singular is one item, one thing, one man, one boy. Plural, more than one. This is for nouns. Excellent, Abdulaziz, but for nouns. I mean verbs. For verbs, you said we have to put s after the verb. Which verb? Singular verb or plural verb which needs s, Abdulaziz?
plural.
Plural verb needs s. Like what? Give me an example. Any verb.
Play.
Play. So, play singular, plays plural. Is it right?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because
if I say Muhammad, Muhammad is singular or plural?
It's singular.
Muhammad play or Muhammad plays?
Muhammad plays, yeah.
So, plays, singular or plural?
Singular. It's
I couldn't hear you. Singular or plural?
Singular.
So, verb plus s, this is singular. But noun plus s, this is plural for nouns, Abdulaziz, okay? If you put s, you change into noun. This is for nouns. Car, singular. Cars, plural. But for verbs, a verb with s, it's singular. Plays, this is singular verb. Play, without s, play, this is plural. Okay? That's why I asked this question, the difference between singular and the plural verbs, because we will need this in our grammar rule. Let's see the next slide, Abdulaziz. And the other guys. This is the difference between singular and the plural verbs. I have a table. On the left, we have singular verb. On the right, we have plural verb. And let's see what's the difference between singular and plural. But I won't tell you guys. We use singular verb after he, she, it. Singular verb, we use it after he, she, it. But plural verb, it's used after I, we, you, they. And skip I now. Let's speak about we, you, and they. Again, we use singular verbs here after he, she, it. But we use plural verbs after we, you, and they. Let's see. Singular verb is. It's used after he, she, it. He is, she is, it is. This is singular verb. What's the plural? of this is are. We use are after we, after you, after they. This is the difference between singular verb and the plural verb for is. What about was? He was, she was, it was. The plural were, you were, we were, they were. Has, this is a singular verb. After he, she, it, we use has. Plural, have. After we, after you, after they, we use have. So has, it's a singular verb. Have, this is plural, okay? Does, this is singular verb. We use does after he, after she, after it, but we use do after we, after they, and after you. So all the verbs on the left are singular verbs, and all the verbs on the right are plural verbs. This is for is, was, has, and does. What about other verbs? Like play, like go, drink, speak, sleep. Any verb plus is or es, this is singular. Be careful, guys, because most guys are confused and they make a mistake here. They think that verb plus is, this is plural. It's not correct. I'm not talking about nouns. For nouns, yeah, I know that a noun plus is or es, this is plural. Car, cars. Boy, boys. But here I'm talking about verbs, okay? Be careful, guys. A verb followed by or a verb plus s or es, it means it's a singular verb and we can use it after he, after she, after it. But the plural of this verb is the verb without s. For example, let's see, speaks, speaks. This is singular, not plural, guys. This is singular verb. Speaks plus s, speak plus s, speaks. He speaks, she speaks. The plural, speak, we speak, they speak, you speak. Another verb plus es, goes, goes. This verb plus es, goes. This is singular. It comes after he, after she, after. The plural of goes is go. So I think this table tells you the difference between singular and plural verbs, guys. Most or all verbs with s or es, it means that they are singular and we can use them after he or she or it. But verbs without s, it means that they are plural verbs and we can use them after we, you, and they, okay? And these verbs, you must keep them in your mind. Is singular, plural are, was singular, plural were, has singular, plural have, does singular, plural do. I'm talking about the verbs, guys. I'm not talking about nouns. This for verbs. Okay. Why did we learn this slice? Why did we learn the difference between singular and the plural verbs? Because we need this for our lesson today when we talk about all, both, none, and neither. Let's go to the next slice. The first one, or the first word which you are going to study today is all. When can we use all? I want someone to read this slice, guys. Who's ready to read? If you are ready to read the slice, put your hand, please. Just reading. You are going to read the slice plus the example, okay? Who's going to read this slice? Abdullah, welcome back. Yes, Abdullah.
Ali is used for
be careful. It's not Ali. Be careful. It's all.
all. Oh, sorry.
We are talking about all, both, none,
all,
neither. Okay. I want you to focus or be careful because in the example I have Ali, you know, but
yeah.
I want you to read this. This is all. Okay.
Okay. All is used for more than two people. Things,
etc.
each,
etc. etc. Two people, two things, two guys, two cars,
yeah,
two anything, etc.
yeah,
Okay.
it's true. It is used in affirmative what?
Affirmative or positive sentences.
Affirmative sentence and text a plural wait
Plural. Plural.
a plural verb.
Okay. I want you guys, when you read this grammar rule, focus on the words or phrases which is highlighted or has have the red color. This is the most important parts of the grammar rule. When can we use all? All, it's used when we talk about more than two. For example, I'm talking about the 3, 4, 10, 11, 20, 100 guys, 100 cars, 100 books, any number over two, okay? When we talk about more than two people or more than two things, we use all. And it's used in affirmative sentences. The sentence must be positive, not negative. It must be positive. We use all for positive sentences, guys. And after all, which verb can we take? We take plural verb. Why plural verb? Because we are talking about more than two. If you are talking about one guy, this is singular, but we are talking about more than two. I mean, we are talking about 3, 4, 5. So the subject here, it's plural. And it needs a plural verb. Let's read this example. Who can read this example, guys? Who's ready? Yes, Abdulaziz Aid.
Ali, Adam, and Mike are going to the festival. They are all very excited. All of them are very excited.
Okay, now here we are talking about Ali, Adam, and Mike. They are three guys. I mean, they are more than two. So when we talk about 3 or 4 or any number more than two, we need all when we talk about them. Ali, Adam, and Mike are going to the festival. They are all here. I mean Ali, Adam, and Mike. And as you see, we used are. Which kind of verb is this? Is it singular, Abdulaziz, or plural? This are. Is it plural? Yeah. So as I told you here, after all or with all, we need a plural verb because we are talking about more than two. We are talking about a plural noun. As you see, Ali, Adam, and Mike are going to the festival. They are all very excited. Or I can say all of them are, because I have all here. All of them are very excited. So when you see or read, okay, or you want to use all, be careful because you need a plural verb and make sure that you are talking about more than two guys. This is for all. I hope it's clear for you now. We use all when we talk about more than two people, more than two people, more than two things, okay? And the sentence, as you can see, the sentence is affirmative. It's not negative, it's affirmative sentence, okay? And the verb is plural. These are the most important points in the grammar rule, which I want you to keep in your mind. Use all for talking about, or when we talk about more than two, it's used in affirmative sentences and it needs a plural verb. This is for all. What about both? Let's see. Hey guys, is there anyone want us to read? Other guys, Isa, Al-Angari, Saleh, Mish'an. Do you want to read?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Abdulaziz.
Both is used for
Your
two
voice,
people.
Abdulaziz, is so low. Raise your voice a little, please.
Both is used for two people, things, people, things,
etc. means إلى
etc.
آخره. Okay.
I know. It is used in affirmative sentence and takes a plural verb.
Well, both we use it when we talk about the two, just two people, two guys, two boys, two girls, two men, two women, or two things, two cars, two books, and it's used in affirmative sentences and it takes a plural verb. Before we take this example, what's the difference between both and all? If you can remember the previous slice, guys. What's the difference? Is it an affirmative sentence or plural verb or the number of people? What's the difference between both and all? At-Tubayban, if you wanted to speak.
Read this.
No, I asked what's the difference between both and all? We have studied all in the previous slice, and now we are studying both. But can you remember the grammar rule, the previous grammar rule? I'm going to show it to you now. All is used for more than two. It's used in affirmative sentences and it takes a plural verb. This is for all. What about both? It's used for two people or things. It's used in affirmative sentences and it takes a plural verb. Is there a difference between both and all, guys? Did you notice any difference? Or they are equal?
Oh, there is different.
It's different.
Abdulaziz, you want to speak?
Yeah.
Please, I can't hear you, Abdulaziz. Raise your voice a little, please.
Both for two people only, but all it's more than two.
So the number of people or things, it's different. For all, we need, or we're talking about more than two, but both, we are talking about two. This is for the number. What about the affirmative sentences? The same or different?
Yeah, it's same.
What about the verb, plural verb? The same or different?
Same.
Excellent. So the difference between both and all, guys, it's in the number we are talking about. When we talk about two guys, two things, we use both. When we are talking about more than two, we use all. And both and all, we use them in affirmative sentences and we put after them plural verb. Let's study this example. Okay. At-Tubayban, can you read this?
The blue one.
Yes.
Okay. Bill and Tad are cousins.
They are
Cousin. Both of them are in a team. They are both in a team.
In this example of Dubai, how many guys are we are talking about? How many guys here?
Two.
Who are they?
Bill and Tad.
Excellent. So when we talk about two guys, we used both, not all this time. We use both because we are talking about just two guys, Bill and Ted. They are cousins. Both of them are. Here we use a plural verb. Why plural verb? Because we are talking about two guys, and the two in English, it's a plural. So both needs a what? Needs a plural verb, as you can see. Both of them are, or they are both, no problem. Anyway, it takes are plural verb. This is for both. So we studied all, we studied both. They two are used in affirmative sentences and they are used with a plural verb. But the difference is both is used in two, or for talking about the two people or guys or things, and all, it's used to talk about more than two. What about the other conjunctions? Let's see. None. Who's going to read this? None. Who's going to read none? I want new guys. I need new guys. I need new guys. It's reading, guys, just reading. Okay. Ayat.
None is used for more than two people, things, etc. It's used in affirmative sentence and gives them a negative meaning. It takes a singular or plural verb.
Okay. None, it's used for more than two. Like what? What other word it's used for more than two? Both or all?
Like
Which one?
all.
All. So all and none, they are used when we talk about more than two people or more than two things. But what's the difference between none and all? And they are used for affirmative sentences. We put or use none for affirmative sentences, and we use all, the previous one, for affirmative sentences. But the difference here is that when we use all in affirmative sentences, it gives affirmative meaning. But when we use none in affirmative sentences, it gives the sentence a negative meaning. I mean, this word or this conjunction changes the meaning into negative. If you can remember, guys, I told you before that we have in English some words which change the meaning into negative, and we mentioned them in the question tag. One of them was none, if you remember, none. I told you about the 5 words starting with letter N. Not, no, none, neither, and never. Do you remember? So, none is one of the words which is used in affirmative sentence, but it changed the meaning into negative one. What about the verb after none? Is it singular or plural? As you like. You can use a singular verb or a plural verb. So be careful and focus on these red spots. We use none when we talk about more than two, and it's used in affirmative sentences, but be careful, it gives the sentence a negative meaning. Okay, and it's followed by a singular verb or a plural verb, as you like, both are correct. Let's study this example. Abdul Bayban, can you read?
Yes. Yeah. Ali.
No.
No, not Ali. Sorry.
All. Okay.
All my friends love chicken. None of them likes or like vegetables.
Okay. All my friends love chicken. Okay, this is positive for them. They all like or love chicken. What about vegetables? None of them, none of my friends. Here, all of my friends, as I told you before, that we use all when we talk about more than two. It means these friends are more than two. I have many friends, maybe 3, 4, 5, 10. So when I mentioned all, it means I have more than two. And when I'm talking about I'm using none, I'm talking about the same number, which is more than two. So all and none, they are used when we talk about more than two. But all in the first sentence makes it positive. They all love chicken. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's really that they love chicken. None of them likes vegetables. Some guys can say this statement or this sentence, it's a positive because there is no not, but it's negative, guys, because we have none. It means none of them likes vegetables. I mean, they don't like vegetables. They don't like it. How do you know? Because we used none. So none, it's used when we talk about more than two, Here the friends, I told you they are more than two from the previous sentence. And I'm sure they don't like vegetables because I used none. None of them. No one of them. Okay. Here we can use likes, singular, or we can use like, plural, as you like. Both are correct, as you like. Okay. But all, it's followed by just plural verb. Love, it's fixed. I cannot use loves. Just love, plural, because all needs a plural verb. But none, it can take a singular verb or a plural verb. None of them likes, singular. None of them like, plural. So before we go to the next slides, guys, I won't tell you, focus on this. None, it's used to talk about more than two, and it's used in affirmative sentence. As you can see, we use the none in affirmative sentence. We don't have any don't or doesn't or didn't here, but it changes the meaning into a negative meaning. And it's followed by singular or plural verbs. This is for none. What about neither? Neither. I hope Abdulaziz Aid is still with us.
Yeah.
Okay, can you read neither, please?
Neither is used for two people, things, etc. It's used in affirmative sentences and gives them a negative meaning. It takes a singular or plural verb.
Okay, let's discuss this. Neither, it's used for two people or two things. Like what? Which other?
Like both.
Like
Both.
both. So neither and both, they are used for two things or two people. Good. And it's used in affirmative sentence, like both, used for affirmative sentence. But here neither changes the meaning or gives the sentence a negative meaning. Like what, Abdulaziz? Like what?
None.
Like none. So neither and none are used in affirmative sentences, but it changes the meaning into negative. Neither and both are used to talk about two people or two things. And neither, it's followed by singular or plural verb, as you like. Like what? Can you remember? Like?
Or like none.
Like none. So neither and none are used in affirmative sentences, and they give the sentence a negative meaning, and they can be followed by singular or plural verb. But the difference between neither and none, we use none to talk about more than two, but we use neither to talk about just two people or two things. Abdul, if you are ready, can you read this example?
Wait. Okay. Bob and Ted want to travel to England. Neither of them have or has traveled abroad before. Abroad before.
So in this example, we are talking about two guys, Bob and Ted. Okay, and here I mentioned neither of them. Neither of them. What? Have or has traveled abroad before. It means they never traveled abroad. This statement or this sentence, it's negative in meaning because it has the word neither. So it means Ted never traveled before, abroad, I mean. Bob never traveled abroad before. So when I say neither, I use neither because I'm talking about the two guys, Ted and Bob. Neither of them have traveled or has traveled, as you like. Have, this is plural verb. Has, this is singular verb, and both are correct because in neither or with neither, we can use singular or plural verb. Again, focus on this grammar rule. We use neither when we talk about just two people or two guys or two things, okay? And it's used in affirmative sentences, just affirmative sentences, but change the meaning into negative or give them a negative meaning, and they are followed, I'm sorry, neither is followed by singular or plural verb as you like, and both are correct. This was the first part of our grammar rule. Inshallah, tomorrow we are going to resume with the second part. I hope you have understood what we have explained today, and I think you can send your names now and your classrooms, okay, for absence. I hope you send your name and send me class in a private message, please. Okay. I have few seconds, then I'm going to end this session and waiting for you tomorrow, inshallah. I got Abdelaziz Aid, Abdullah Al-Angri فقط, Isa Rumeh. Okay, just 3 names. I got 3 names, guys. Saleh, Mish'an, Abdubaiban, send your names, please. Okay, Saleh sent his name. Mish'an and Abdubaiban, please send your names before I end this session. Okay, Abdubaiban, send your name, please. In a private message, okay?
Right.
Okay, guys, thanks for attending this lesson, and thanks for Abdelaziz Aid and Abdubaiban. They participated with me.
Welcome.
See you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.